Alright, final 4 videos to do in one sitting. Can I do it without having a mental breakdown?
I am so doomed.
Bucket yourself up, bitch! Miss me with that bullshit.
Miss me with that bullshit.
I said miss me with that bullshit.
Miss me with that bullshit.
I said miss.
Hello, everyone. Hello, ranters. Hello, ragers. Hello, people with an anger problem. Yes, I do mean you, Bill.
You what?
Welcome to Lions Rant, the farewell tour. We are in the home stretch now. I was gonna have a surprise one talking to you guys about something, but honestly, everything has to come to an end. But before we get into the stuff where it's a lot heavy and emotionally driven, how about we do a nice one? Because I want to talk about one of my big sisters. Like, I wanted to do a video about Valley or Leslie or Lonnie or Liara or Jasmine or Jen or Jenny or Danny. Or there's a long list of siblings, guys. There's a lot of people to talk about. But I feel like you saw in the thumbnail, I need to talk to you guys about why my big sister Shweebes is one of my heroes. And why she's pretty much been one of the biggest pillars about me continuing my journey to this day in a way that not a lot of people have done up until recently. Okay, so when I say my big sister is my hero, a lot of people would automatically jump with the whole,
well, yeah, all older siblings are supposed to be your hero. That's why they're your older siblings. You look up to them, you love them, you respect them.
I feel like anyone that says that either is A, an only child that only watched a lot of stuff on TV, or B, had that whole Stepford Wives thing of an older sibling with that whole nuclear family nonsense where it's the whole normal aesthetic family. I'm not even going to touch that one with a 10-foot pole because I feel like a lot of people got offended already. But who do I really have to impress on that front? When I state that Shweebes is one of my heroes, I mean it in a way that a lot of people probably wouldn't understand without the context. Like, when I first met Shweebes, I didn't know that that was one of my siblings that was long lost. I didn't know it was someone I was going to have such a big connection and bond with. I didn't even know I was going to love being around Shweebes and Phoenix and Ma and Pa and Raquel and all of them as much as I do today than when we first started. That was one of the greatest surprises I had back when I really loved being on YouTube. Like, when you guys saw me constantly on the same grind, trying to do everything and anything, just trying to make sure I find the rhythms I want to do, all of the content I wanted to do. That was when I loved doing this shit. And it was also during those moments I loved being around my siblings, especially Shweebes. Because at that time, I thought Shweebes didn't even know how much she meant to me the same way that Aaron and Jenny knew how much I loved them to this day, or Sally, or Britt, or all of my siblings like Casey, Danny, Mako, who's now Enzo, now still confusing, my little sister Annabelle, Jazz. Everyone essentially knew how much I loved them and cherished them and everything in between, but I didn't think that Shweebes knew how much she meant to me, how much she was important to my life, and I feel like a lot of people tend to not really understand how big of a presence they make in other people's lives when they're just sitting right in front of you. It's a common factor that still protrudes to this day. But I feel like when I was in the throes of my now debunked marriage, is how Shweebes really did see how important she was to me. How important Phoenix was to me. Like, the moment I was just like, I am in near tears because I felt like I ruined a great time with them because of how important they are to me. Because I wanted to meet my now ex-wife, and all that sort of stuff, where they wanted to go to bat for me. They wanted to say that they were here for me, that they cared for me, and they saw how broken up I was, that I wasn't able to do all the stuff I wanted to the first go round. Was probably that moment I felt like it clicked in them that I don't just see this as like a play thing a lot of people try to do with the sibling connection. When I bond with someone, I bond with them for life in a way that no one really can understand, that no one can ever truly get unless you're in it. From there to then also dive into all the other stuff that we've done over the last few years, and now me not only editing for Shweebes and also wanting to edit for their channel of Shweenix whenever it comes back into play, me planning out more flights to see them in the state of New York, a lot of different stuff. Hell, I've wanted to first have Shweebes as one of the siblings that got to sit down with my partner today to give the seal of approval, because that's how important Shweebes is to me, how important all of my siblings are. But the fact that I wanted to get Shweebes first out of all of my other siblings really does speak a lot of volumes. And not just because I couldn't get a hold of everyone and everyone's also super busy. That's just a small factor in the bigger picture of just how big of an influential figure Shweebes is in my life. I chose her first. I'm then trying to get Danny and Casey and all the others, of course, but I have to first get through stuff with my hero. But I feel like a lot of people still sitting here watching are just like, we're hearing all this great stuff, but how is Shweebes your hero? How is your big sister your hero? We don't hear anything about an overt thing of like she saved your life or she changed you for the better and blah blah blah. Like a lot of people try to twist it and turn it into a whole weird concoction about what makes a hero. But I don't think you guys understand the concept of it if you're just questioning what I'm saying. You don't need to just save somebody in an arbitrary sense to be someone's hero. You don't need to try and change their outlook on life completely overnight like it's a comic book panel to be someone's hero. Shweebes became my hero by just being one of the greatest siblings I could have ever asked for. I say this about all of my big siblings. I still say that about Aaron as my brother-in-law. I still see him as one of my heroes. I see Sally as one of my heroes. Steph, Theo, Leslie, Ethan. I see all of my siblings as my heroes. They didn't have to take me into their life as hard and as thoroughly as I have them, but I did. And they did. They didn't have to care for me the way that I care for them, but they did and I did. They took someone that was completely in shattered pieces and took them into their lives. Just like Shweebes and Phoenix did for me. They took me in, a broken mess of a human being, saw me as worth a lot in this world, and I can't thank them enough. I'm damn near in tears right now saying all of this because that is how important this entire family has been for me, and how much Shweebes and Phoenix and every single last one of my siblings have meant to me, to where I wish I could still spend it as much time as I could with them as I can, even though I know we're all busy adults. Some people are trying to be parents or get houses or get different jobs or get their own mental health in order and so forth and so on. And I might have possibly lost a sibling to self-inflicted circumstances. But I still know that they know I care so much and so deeply for them. And I hope they still know out there how much I love them. Even if I don't have time to talk to them the way I used to. The way I used to shower them in all the attention and affection the way I used to. But I know that if I was gonna end Lion's Rant, I had to touch base on the one sibling I know that could rant me in the ground the same way that I rant her into the ground. So, Shweebes, if you're watching this from your little brother, just know that I love you. I love Phoenix. I love Ma and Pa. I love everyone at the house, and I can't wait to see you guys again. I really can't.
Are you dumb? I'm the smoothest nigga here. You worried about a tier list? I'll leave your list in tears. I bring them fear. It'll click from the psycho soldier. So many holes in you, it triggers my trypophobia. Lines go over you, dumb. You won't leave with your lungs intact. Don't get them the first time, I'll skirt and run it back.